Good morning, dear students. Today we will do the question answers of lesson number 6, the making of a scientist. Now page number 34, 3 questions on this page. Read and find out. The first question is, what lesson does Ebright learn when he does not win anything at a science fair? I told you while explaining the lesson to keep these questions in mind, because the instruction was read and find out. Now you have got the explanation. I think you all have tried your best to locate the answer, find out the answer. Even then I am giving you the answer. What lesson does Ebright learn when he does not win? Ebright learns that simply a neat display of slides cannot win him a prize. As you know, he showed only a display of frogs under microscope. Now he realized that what he here needs, science is about projects and experiments. He needs to do to show real experiments. Question number 2, what experiments and projects does he then undertake? When he realized this thing, what experiments now he started doing? He undertook many projects and experiments. First of all, he took project to find out the cause of viral disease that killed all monarch pillars. Then number 2, testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copied monarch butterflies to save themselves. Project 3 he took, next theory was to see whether birds ate monarchs, and he found its answer that there is a bird naming starling that eats only the monarch butterflies. Then he studied spots on monarch pupa and discovered a new hormone. He discovered a new hormone, and this discovery led him for what he found out how cells read their DNA. He concluded that the cells read DNA also. Then question number 3 is, what are the qualities that go into making of a scientist? Now we have seen that Ebright possesses all these qualities. In the lesson, the qualities which are stressed, number 1 is first-rate mind. One should have the first-rate mind. Then a sense of curiosity. Sense of curiosity, one must possess a curiosity to know, to explore. And then a will to win for the right reasons. A will to win for the right reasons, not to win only for the sake of prize. If we have these qualities, these are the 3 qualities that I have told that go into the making of a scientist. Now turn the pages and come on page number 38. Think about it. 2 questions are given here. Think about it. Question number 1, how can one become a scientist, an economist, a historian? Does it simply involve reading many books on the subject? Does it involve observing, thinking and doing experiments? Here what is stressed? Is simply reading enough for becoming scientist, economist or a historian? Or we need the other things also, observing, thinking and doing experiment. So its answer is very clear. You can say that to become a scientist, to become an economist, to become a historian, reading of books is must, but reading of books is not enough, although important, but it is not enough. So one must develop a skill of observation, one must develop a ability to think and do the experiment. So thinking is important, experiments need to be done, one needs to have, plus you can add, then one needs to have curiosity to explore, will to work hard and not get upset by failures. Then question number 2, you must have read about cells and DNA in your science books. You are also the science students, you all must have read about it. Discuss Richard Ebright's work in the light of you have studied. Keeping in view Richard Ebright's experiments, keeping in view you studied in this lesson, now you have to conclude, if you get an opportunity to work like Richard Ebright on projects and experiments, which field would you like to work on and why? So what we have studied about DNA. We have studied that DNA carry the blueprint of life and heredity, and if we have to work on it, so we must know that they pass information from one generation to the other. If it's your own opinion what you want to write, but as far as keeping this lesson in view, I can say you can write, if I get an opportunity to work like Richard, to work like a science student, I would choose to study about diseases. Now the reason is asked why? Why you want to read or do something about diseases? So you can give answer, because I want to find means to cure diseases. These were the questions of this lesson. Yesterday I also allotted you homework to do, and that homework was question number 1. Apart from research, what other activities did Ebright find time for? Apart from research, the other activities Ebright found time for were debates. We have read in the lesson that he was a public speaker. Then canoeing and the photography especially of natural and science shows. Natural scenes and science shows. These were other abilities along with the science experiments. The next question was, who was Richard A. Wehrer? Its answer is, Richard A. Wehrer was Ebright's social studies teacher, plus he was advisor to debating and Model United Nations clubs also. Question number 3 given to you. In what sense does Mr. Wehrer say Ebright was competitive? Mr. Wehrer says Richard Ebright was competitive, but not in a bad sense. He has given the explanation. He was interested in winning. He was not interested in winning simply to get a prize. He was winning because he wanted to do the best job he could. For the right reasons, he wants to be the best. He always wanted to be the best, but for the right reasons only. Question number 4 was, write the number and kinds of butterflies collected by Ebright in 6 weeks. Total number of butterflies he collected was 25. Kinds he collected were 6. First kind was gossamer winged butterflies, number was 8. Number 2, wood nymphs and satyrs, number was 2. Then number 3, brush footed butterflies, he collected 10, number 10. Then fourth kind, whites and sulphurs, he collected only 3. Then number 5 kind, monarch, he collected 1. And number 6 species, snout, he collected 1. So in this way, he collected total 25 butterflies in 6 weeks. Then define DNA. DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity. It determines the form and function of the cell. It is the blueprint for life. This answer, these lines are from your lesson. It is given in your lesson. In simple words, I may tell you, you can write DNA is the chemical in the cell of an animal or a plant that controls what characteristics that plant or animal will have. So I have completed this lesson in all respects. Now it's your duty to prepare the lesson keeping in view your examinations. Read the lesson carefully, write question answers in your notebooks and prepare them. Thank you.